One of the first things I do when I set up a new website is I create my email addresses that go with that domain name. So for example, on the blogging tutorial site, I want to have email addresses such as jessica@bloggingtutorials.com and support@bloggingtutorials.com. These email addresses are much more professional than me giving out my Gmail email address, and it just makes the site way more professional, and I don't want to be giving everybody my personal email address. So having those domain email addresses is really important, and as you're creating things for your site and you're signing up for services, it's best that you have that email address right from the beginning. So today we're going to go over how to create your domain email address in Siteground and how you can connect that email address with your Gmail account. You can use it with your personal Gmail account, or you can create a brand new Gmail account that's just going to host all of your business emails. Personally, that's what I like to do, but you may find it easier to just manage one email account. Totally up to you. I have one Gmail account for every business that I have, and that way I can just log in and only see emails that pertain to that specific business. So to get started, I'm already in my Siteground account and I'm in the Websites tab. Next, I'm going to click Site Tools for the hosting account that I'm working with. So we're going to the Blogging Tutorial Site Tools. Next, we're going to get to the email section. So you can click here to email accounts, or you can go to the left-hand side and click email and then accounts. Once you're inside of the account section, you're going to create your email address that you want to have for your business. So I mentioned I like to have support and my name, so we'll go ahead and get started with the support email address. If you have multiple domains on your hosting account, you'll need to choose the right one from this drop-down menu here, but I only have the blogging tutorials in this account. So we're going to go ahead and leave that there. And then in the create a new email account, I'm going to type in support, and the @bloggingtutorials.com is already filled in. Next, I'm going to create a password. You want to make sure that this is a secure password and not one that you're using for anything else. If you use a tool like LastPass like I do, you can have LastPass generate the password for you, or you can even click generate inside of Siteground. Once you have the password that you want to use, make sure you save that password and then click create. Now that that email account has been created, we can move on to the next step, which is connecting it with our Gmail account. There's some more information that we do need from this page, so you don't want to close it. We want to have this email configuration information so that we can put it into the Gmail account that we're working with. So I'm going to go ahead in a new tab and go to the brand new Gmail account that I have set up. And again, this can be any Gmail account that you want. I just prefer to have one per business. So once you're logged into the Gmail account that you want to connect your domain email with, you're going to go to the settings toggle on the right hand side on the top, and then you're going to go to see all settings. Once you're here, you're going to go to accounts and import, and then you're going to go to the section that says check mail from other accounts, and you're going to click add an email account. Now this is where you need the information from the Siteground account, so you're going to want to leave this box up, but also have access to your Siteground page as well. So I'm just going to minimize this browser tab a little so that I can have them both up at the same time. So I'm going to go over to the Site Tools, and then I'm going to start working in this yellow box. So to get started, we're going to add the email address that we're bringing over from Siteground. So that's going to be support@bloggingtutorials.com for me. Then click Next. And then make sure it's on the bubble that says import emails from my other account using the POP3 settings and click Next. And then we're going to fill in this information. So now the username is going to be the email address that you just created. So you're going to do, for me, it's support@bloggingtutorials.com. And then the password that you just created. Next, we have the POP server, which is in the Siteground tab. So we're going to the incoming server, and then we're using the incoming server is just our domain name. So we're going to take off the mail section and leave it at just our domain. And then for the port, you want the POP3 port, which is 995. And then we're going to leave the first box unchecked so that it's not filling up our email account in the host. And then the second one we're going to check so that it's always using a secure connection when retrieving our mail. And the third option is going to depend on how you're using your account. Since this email I'm setting up is only for my blogging tutorials emails, I don't need to worry about having them labeled as that. If you're using this email with an account that has your personal emails and maybe some other business emails, you might want to check this box so that it's always labeling your incoming messages for you. It would put them into their own folder in your email account. So I don't need that to happen, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. And then the fourth one, I'm definitely leaving unchecked because I do not want those messages to be archived. So once you've got all this information, go ahead and click Add Account. Once you get the confirmation that your email account has been added, then it's going to offer you the option to send mail as that email address as well, which we would want to do. So we're going to leave it on yes and then click Next. Here, we're going to tell Gmail how we want them to identify us to the people we're sending emails to. Depending on the type of email that you just created, if it's a support email, you may want it to say support at your site name, or you may want it to be your name at your site name, whatever you want your display name to be. Since this is the support email, I'm going to do blogging tutorials support. Once you've entered in the name that you want to be done as a display, go ahead and click Next Step. Now this is where we're going to get some more of the configuration pieces from our Siteground account, and this one has to do with the outgoing server. So again, the server is just the domain name, so I'm going to change this here to bloggingtutorials.com, and the port is going to be changed to 465, and the username is going to be the email address that we just created, and the password for that email account. Leave it checked as secure connection using SSL, and then click Add Account. Once the account has been set up, we need to confirm that we have access to both of those email accounts, the Gmail account and the Siteground account. Gmail is going to send a confirmation link to that email address, and then we have to type in the code that they sent or click the link. So I'm going to go back into the Gmail account, and I'm going to ask it to check the email. Now I want to let you know that the emails that come through the server do not come automatically like an email would if it was sent directly to a Gmail account. There is a delay. So anytime if you're expecting an email to that hosting account, you can come into the settings where we are now into the accounts and import, and you can just click Check Mail Now. That will make it so that it goes to your host and checks to see if there's any mail. So I'm going to go ahead and click this button now so that we can look for this confirmation code. I'm going to click Check, and you can see that one email has been fetched. So now I can go to the inbox and grab that code. I'm going to go ahead and copy that code here and paste it into the yellow box, and then click Verify. As soon as I click Verify, that box disappears and we're good to go. There's one other setting I'd like to show you before we end this video. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this email, and I'm going to head back to the settings where we just were. In the accounts and import, the section I'm looking for is where it says Send Mail As. Here, when it says when replying to an email message, I want it to always reply from the message address that the email was sent to. So if someone sends an email to support@bloggingtutorials.com, when I reply to them, I want it to come from support@bloggingtutorials.com, not from the Gmail address. When I add in my jessica@bloggingtutorials.com, I can manually change it when I'm doing the reply to come from that email address if I want to. I just don't ever want them to see the Gmail account. So make sure you click reply from the same address the message was sent to, and then your account is all set up and good to go.